The chair then called for the vote for the new appointment. Even though the 2-year term is clearly spelled out in Article 5, and also is the municipality's right at any time to replace an appointer for the position. The chair then called for the vote for. Oh, am I echoing or something?
No, you're okay now.
Oh, sorry. Even though the 2-year term is clearly spelled out in Article 5, is the municipality's right at any time to replace an appointee, they chose to go a questionable route and avoid doing the replacement vote first. I have too much respect for the work of this board and the important votes facing them to allow someone's political motives to sidetrack that work. To rectify the questionable vote, I hereby tender my resignation from the board dated today to allow you to seat the new board nominee. I will, however, in the event things change, be available to serve again on the police board if asked to do so. Thank you again for the honor and opportunity to be a founding member of this board, and I will continue to present my thoughts from the other side of the table as a member of the public, which I hope to be able to do when you have public comment. Thank you.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, Rick. I have to say that in the year that I've had a chance to work with you, I cannot overstate the contribution you made to this board. And quite honestly, I don't know if we would have seen the success that we've seen without you. So certainly thank you for your time and what you've been able to do for our communities. It's been a privilege working with you.
Thank you.
All right, can we have a roll call?
Tim Sweet,
Here?
Michael Girardi,
Here.
Bob Christoph,
Here.
Amy Coons.
Here.
All right, moving on. Do we have any citizens' comments?
You do. Rick Schwartz, 1621 Pillow Avenue. I will limit my comments today to the location of the police station, and I hope they will be discussed later in the meeting. The June 18th Springdale Township meeting announced the municipal building, which also includes the Allegheny Valley main station, will be closed for the rest of the year due to the coronavirus. My questions are: 1, how does the current lease address this? 2, is there a document drawn up with the projected date of return and how that will happen? 3, who pays for the cost of the temporary move to the police substation in Keswick and the return move back to the township building? 4, how has this affected police coverage? Since the merger, residents have been extremely happy with the increased coverage due to more officers, better use of shifts such as power shifts, and the central location to dispatch this manpower. Number 5, the main reason of the current board hires, namely secretary and treasurer, were due to their current office in the same building as the police department. How will this be handled now due to 2 different locations, and will there be more cost incurred? In the July 10th Valley News, an interview was given by the president of the township, said the move was driven by the pandemic, the hiring of a 3rd full-time officer, no new officers, just one part-time position becoming full, and the need for more office space, which seems to say to me that he considers this move as permanent and not temporary due to the virus. Again, how does the lease cover this? I'll step back and thank you for your time.
All right, thank you. Is there any other comments?
Can I ask, is everybody else having the same amount of feedback and noise in the background that I am?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's coming from Mike Naviglia's phone.
Mike, can you mute your phone for us, please?
He did.
So I'm guessing we were hearing the sounds of the beach then, huh? That's better. When it was initially conveyed to me, the idea that there would be a relocation of the center of police operations, that it was due to a concern related to COVID-19. And with that, with we all hoping that to be a temporary fixture in our lives and not a permanent one, that the relocation would be a temporary one. It has since been made clear to me that there's a desire for permanent. Before that can even be considered, whether regarding whatever the terms of lease may say, it needs to be determined if the Cheswick substation is of sufficient size to be able to house our department. I think Mike can clarify it a little bit more, but the size of the Cheswick Police Department, the office space, is much smaller than what is available at the township building, and a significant portion of the cabinets and whatnot, I don't think they could fit in the Cheswick space. So the last decision needs to be made by this board in terms of where we're going to be locating our headquarters. We need to evaluate what our options are. Because we certainly need to make sure that we can sufficiently house a police department that is responsible for 2 municipalities.
Well, my thoughts on that matter, it was just a temporary thing because of the closeness to the girls in the office and the closure of the office. I do not believe this to be a permanent move myself. So let that be known, that's where my feelings are.
Okay. Well, I think then we're maybe in an agreement, and I think whenever perhaps when we get a chance to once again be in person, hopefully next month, maybe Mike can talk to us a little bit more about how it's going running out of Cheswick, so that we can continuously evaluate the situation of whether or not that's a sufficient space, and also with how quickly everything changes in this world of ours, that we reassess on a regular basis this temporary relocation to the Cheswick building.
All righty, we'll have to reevaluate everything, but I only assumed this to be a temporary thing until this virus is gone and we have our world back.
Okay.
All righty. Is there any other citizens' comments? Being there's none, may we have the chief's report?
You want me to go ahead with it?
Just stop
Sure, Mike.
playing golf while you're talking.
Okay. Adult arrests. We had 7 adult arrests for the month. We had 1 juvenile arrest for the month. We had, we ran 112 calls, and we aided on 19 additional calls. We currently have open cases right now. I got to go back up to it. We have 0 open cases. We were able to close everything this month, investigation wise. So we have nothing open, and we ran 34 traffic citations. With that, we got hit on Facebook a little bit for Pillow Avenue and speeders. So we went ahead and put up our speed sign. I had that all forwarded to Beth and some of the members of the board, the whole traffic solution documentation. We do have some speeders. Craig and I both during the week have ran speed traps up there, and I mean, it's hit or miss when we're catching them. We got I can't say every hour, but it seems to be that hours an hour. And I just wrote one on Thursday right before I left. He was doing like 56. So we're going to go ahead and look at that a little bit more, but there's no time of when they are, we're trying to narrow down the time so we can best deploy our officers, because we also got hit on Facebook because we're sitting there not patrolling. So it's like we're in the damned if we do and damned if we don't.
All righty.
We did get a lot of complaints for fireworks.
Oh,
Those calls I didn't document because there was really nothing we could do about it. Has anybody got any questions for me as to the police report?
No, I
No,
just want to
sir.
say it's good to hear that when there's citizens expressing a concern that we're able to respond to it in a timely way. So I'm happy to hear the steps being taken to address the concerns on Pillow Avenue. And
Yeah,
he might
and,
deserve to be commended for responding so quickly.
Yeah, and I know Beth is new onto the board. We deployed that, I have all the stats, and we deploy our speed machine on basically our cut through roads, and every road that we get complaints on, we do deploy our speed machine, and I have the data driven for that.
All righty. That's all?
On the monthly police, I can go over that if you want me to while I'm on.
We missed that whole sentence.
Oh, sorry. I also sent out everybody a monthly police report for June, and I'm having trouble logging on to it, but I know you guys can see it because it was sent out.
Yes.
So there was a few things on there. If someone wants to read that off, that needs to be addressed, and I can make comments on to whatever. I'm trying to log on to it right now. Sorry. It's just not letting me open it.
I only have the statistic report that you already read.
Beth,
Yes.
do you have that?
I have the statistics, Mike, but I don't have anything beyond that.
Yeah, there should have been a monthly police report sent out too.
I might have, quite honestly, I might have gotten and then assumed it was the same thing. I'm sorry.
Hold on, I'm opening it up right now. It just takes me a minute to open it up from my laptop, sorry. I thought I made copies of it. Okay, I have it. So the first thing, received complaints about Pillow Avenues, already did that. We did receive our body cameras and they are ready for deployment. The only thing I'm waiting for is the policy on that and the training from WatchGuard. They're gonna come in and actually train us for that. So we have 5 body cameras that we're ready to deploy. And WatchGuard sent us the computer for our triple redundancy to save it. Our O2 SUV was sent out to get the new DVR. When it was out there, the DVR was found to be inoperable, so that went back and I had to order a new DVR, which that was done, and that should be here soon. The other thing is due to all the, how can I put this, everybody's cutting their budgets and everything. There's a huge increase for canines right now. LAPD or NYPD did the same thing. I would like if we could send out, and I put the quotes for the canine in there. $13,500 if we could send that check, or if you guys did some training on policy and the officers read the use of force policy.
Mike, I gotta be honest with you, I'm having a very difficult time hearing you.
I don't know how else to do this, sorry. Is this any
Is there
better?
anything we need to take an action on this month?
Just to send out the check, I would like to get that up to the kennel, so whenever the dog's available, I can pick them up.
I think he's saying that there's a backup for canine dogs because everybody's trying to get them. And he wants approval to send the check now so that we get in there before everybody else gets in there.
And that's out of we're talking like out of what we got from the Shaw Foundation?
Correct.
Yeah.
And what's the amount again?
The quote I sent to everybody was $13,500.
David, do we have to deal with bid requirements with that?
Well, I don't know how you're getting this dog. You got a grant basically for it. Where's the dog coming from?
Shallow Tree Kennels.
You know, it's not a commodity though. It's technically an officer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I know there's
Yeah, we've
exceptions.
never,
I've never been involved where we bid one before, but why don't you guys approve it subject to my approval or my recommendation if you want? And let me look at that. I mean, I've never asked that question before on a dog because it's not like you're buying a speed timing device.
Mhm. Well, I'm comfortable making the motion then that we would purchase the
Subject to my, yeah.
yeah, the canine subject to our solicitor's approval.
I'll second that motion.
And it's in the
Motion.
amount of $13,500.
Motion was made and seconded. Any questions on the motion? Okay, motion passes.
We have to vote on it, Tim.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Can we have a roll call vote?
Yes. I vote yes.
Beth, can you read the name?
Amy Coons.
No, she's gonna take roll call.
Oh,
Sweet,
So, yes.
Michael Girardi,
Yes.
Amy Coon,
yes.
Bob Christoph,
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Upon approval of our attorney, we will move ahead with this.
one more thing, and then I can put my phone back on mute. Can I go or not?
We're seeing you, Mike, but you're breaking up vocally.
Oh, sorry. I have one more thing that I want to talk about, and that would be, I'd like to get with civil service and advertise for forward with the full-time help, but Officer McDonald is also reserves, and I'm just thinking we may need to be in front of.
I didn't get any of that.
Yeah, you have to repeat yourself again.
I'd like to get with civil service and advertise for more part-time help.
Okay.
And the reason why is Officer McDonald has a bunch of reserve training he's got coming up, and that's gonna drastically hurt. So I would like to try to move on that as fast as I could.
Agreed.
That's all,
Alright.
that's all for me, unless anybody has any questions for me.
All right, thank you, Mike. Moving on to
Please
general
mute
office.
yourself now.
I have no report on general office.
Okay, budget and finances.
we have to approve the June minutes.
That's not in here.
Well, we have listed on there, we need to have, yeah, I want to make a motion to approve the June 9th, 2020 minutes.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second
second.
that.
Okay, motion approved.
Okay. We have to vote, Tim.
Roll call vote.
Tim Sweet,
Yes.
Michael Girardi. Michael,
These Zooms are tough.
This one in particular is difficult.
Bob,
Yes,
Amy Coons,
Yes.
Okay, anything else we missed?
Yes. I didn't hear my name called.
All right. Budget and finances.
You should also have gotten a bill list emailed out from Beth, where currently we have a total amount due of $14,957.94, with the majority of that being for watch guard, an amount of $7,790. The other noteworthy expense is the KM computers, which again is also something that's coming out of the grant that we had received. So our non-grant expenditures are more or less in line with what we've dealt with previously. Also, you got a profit and loss versus actual statement for the department. There's some cleaning up that we need to do. Some numbers need to be allocated between them. So mine to, now that we have 6 months in, to kind of evaluate where we're at and see if there's anything where we need to shift funds around. But generally speaking, we're more or less where we need to be. So I want to make a motion that we approve the bill list.
I'll second it. Vote. Roll call.
Yes.
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 Is there any questions on the motion? Okay, motion passes. Moving on. Operations Committee.
So I think this is kind of what Mike has asked for. I think I would like to make a motion to have civil service test for part-time officers.
I'll second that motion.
I think Mike
All
already
vote.
gave us the discussion, so. I'll say aye. I'm favorite. Aye.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, motion passes.
And then the
Is
other
there-
thing is that we, so last month, this board voted to approve and request for the municipalities to okay the hiring of a third full-time officer. And I believe both municipalities did unanimously. So now we're in a position we can go ahead and hire. I had a question, a little bit of a concern about the process with that. And David, if I'm correct, we should do a civil service test to promote a part-timer to full-time.
Yeah, because they weren't tested from the same test.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that? It's breaking up.
They were not tested from the same test, so it's a promotion. So they're gonna have to be tested.
Okay. So it will be, so we should make a motion to conduct
Authorize.
a promotion test.
Right, authorize the civil service to issue a test to for promotion.
Okay, so I want to make a motion to authorize the civil service to conduct a test for promotion.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, motion passes. Is there anything else, Michael?
Yeah, I have a question with that.
Anything else?
Okay,
My question is, and I guess that would be to personnel and Rigoli. Do I need to put out a letter to all the officers?
I think civil service will do that, won't they? They'll notify the officers that there's gonna be a test.
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure, so I know what to tell them or not tell them.
Okay, I don't have anything else.
nothing else? All right, moving on. New business. Is there any new business? No new business? We'll move on to old business. Does anybody have anything? Oh. Okay, then I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
I second that.
Okay,
Aye.
Yeah, aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion to adjourn is accepted. Everybody
Mike,
have a
next time you're not
wonderful
allowed to be at the beach.
We still got to get together, Mr. We got to talk about a few things.
Okay, thank you, everybody.
What
Right.
was that, Mike? What did you say about me?
I
Thank
didn't
you.
say
Don't be
about
at the
you.
beach next
I was talking to Michael.
time.
Oh, no, I was talking to Michael Girardi.
Yeah.